You ever have one of those moments where you check your bank account and your stomach just drops? Like you knew it was bad, but seeing that number, seeing how close you are to zero, it hits different. Maybe you've got $47 left until payday. Maybe you've got $200, but rent's due in 3 days, and you just sit there staring at your phone thinking, how did I get here again? And the worst part? You're working. You're showing up every single day. You're doing everything right. But somehow, you're still broke. And you start wondering if this is just it, if this is your life now, paycheck to paycheck, forever, never getting ahead, never breathing, just surviving. That feeling? I know it, and I'm willing to bet a lot of you watching this know it too. My name is Richard, and I teach what schools should have taught us about money. I spend way too much time doing obsessive research on financial psychology, and why some people seem to build wealth without even trying, while others work their entire lives and stay stuck in the same spot. Make sure you smash that like button and hit subscribe if this video helps you view money differently. Seriously, it helps me keep making these videos for you. Now, before we get into the topic, picture this. It's Friday night. Your friends are all going out. They're texting the group chat, making plans, talking about this new spot they want to try. And you're sitting there trying to figure out how to say no without admitting you're broke. So you come up with some excuse. Oh, I'm tired. I've got stuff to do tomorrow. I'm trying to save money, which is technically true, but not in the way they think. You're not saving for a vacation or a down payment. You're saving just to make it to the next paycheck without your card getting declined at the gas station. And it sucks because you want to go, you want to live your life, but you can't. Not right now, not until things change, and you're not even sure when that's going to be. But here's where things get interesting. What if I told you the government might actually send you $2,000? Not a loan, not something you have to pay back, just $2,000. And what if I told you that money could be the turning point you've been waiting for, not because $2,000 is life-changing on its own, but because of what you do with it? See, Trump just confirmed something called the tariff dividend, a $2,000 payment that's supposed to go out to most Americans by mid-2026. And before you roll your eyes and think this is just another political promise that's never going to happen, stay with me. Because even if it does happen, even if that money hits your account, most people are going to waste it. They're going to spend it. They're going to feel good for a minute, and then they're going to be right back where they started. But you're not going to do that, because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to do with that $2,000 to turn it into something real. Something that actually grows, something that could help you escape the paycheck to paycheck trap for good. So let's break this down. What is this tariff dividend thing? Who's actually getting the money? When's it coming? And most importantly, how do you invest it so it actually changes your life? Let's start with the basics. The $2,000 tariff dividend is a promised government payment. But unlike the stimulus checks we got during COVID, this one's not being funded by the government just printing more money. At least, that's what they're saying. The idea is that it's funded by tariffs, basically taxes on goods coming into the US from other countries. Here's how it works. Since 2018, Trump's been putting tariffs on imports, mostly from China, but also from places like the EU, Canada, and Mexico. These tariffs are supposed to protect American businesses and bring in revenue. And now Trump's saying, hey, we've collected all this money from tariffs, so let's give some of it back to the people. Hence, the $2,000 tariff dividend. Now, whether that's actually how it's going to work is debatable. A lot of economists are scratching their heads because the math doesn't really add up. To give every American $2,000, you'd need about $450 billion. But the tariffs? They've only brought in around $100 billion so far. So there's a gap, a big one. And that means this whole thing depends on Congress approving it, on the courts not blocking it, and on a lot of political stuff that's honestly out of our control. But here's the thing. Let's say it does happen. Let's say that money does hit your account. What then? Most people are going to treat it like found money, like a bonus. They're going to pay off a credit card, maybe buy something they've been wanting, maybe go on a little trip. And look, I'm not going to judge you for that. If you're drowning in debt or you've been struggling, it makes sense to want some relief. But here's the reality. If you spend that $2,000, it's gone. And a year from now, you're going to be in the exact same spot you're in right now. So let's talk about the alternative. Let's talk about what happens if you invest it instead. Now, I know some of you just heard the word invest and felt your stomach tighten because investing feels like something rich people do. It feels complicated. It feels risky. But I promise you, it's not, at least not the way I'm about to show you. Here's what you need to know. There are these things called ETFs, exchange traded funds. Think of an ETF like a basket of stocks. Instead of buying one company and hoping it does well, you're buying a little piece of 100 companies or even 500 companies all at once. So if one company tanked, it doesn't destroy you. You're spread out, you're diversified. It's the smart, boring, safe way to invest. And I'm going to show you 3 ETFs that are perfect for beginners, 3 funds that you can put that $2,000 into and just leave it. No day trading, no checking your account every 5 minutes, just set it and forget it. First up, VOO. VOO is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. It tracks the 500 biggest companies in America. We're talking Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, all the giants. This is your foundation. If you know nothing about investing and you just want something that works, this is it. VOO has averaged about 14.5% per year over the long term. So if you put $2,000 into VOO right now and don't touch it for 10 years, you'd have around $7,746, almost 4 times your money, just from sitting there. You didn't work extra hours for it. You didn't hustle. It just grew. I remember when I first wrapped my head around this concept, I was like, wait, so I just buy it and leave it? And yeah, that's literally it. The secret to building wealth isn't sexy. It's not exciting. It's just time. You buy good funds and you let time do the work. Next, XLV. XLV is the Healthcare Select Sector SPDR. It focuses on healthcare companies, hospitals, drug companies, insurance, all that. And here's why this one matters. Healthcare is what we call defensive. When the economy crashes, people still get sick. They still need medicine. They still go to the hospital. So XLV doesn't skyrocket like tech stocks, but it also doesn't crash as hard when things get ugly. XLV averages about 8.5% per year. So if you put $2,000 into XLV and hold it for 10 years, you'd end up with around $4,522. Not as flashy as VOO, but way more stable. If you're the kind of person who freaks out when the market dips, XLV is your safety net. And finally, QQQ is the Invesco QQQ Trust, and this one tracks the NASDAQ 100, which is basically the biggest tech companies in the world. Amazon, Tesla, Nvidia, Google, all the heavy hitters. This is the growth play, the high risk, high reward option. QQQ averages about 17% per year, and if you invest $2,000 in QQQ and hold it for 10 years, you'd walk away with about $9,614, almost 5 times your money. That's wild. But, and this is important, QQQ is also way more volatile. When tech crashes, it crashes hard. So if you can't stomach watching your account drop 30% in a bad year, QQQ might give you a heart attack. Now here's the part that blew my mind when I first figured it out. You don't have to pick just one. A lot of beginners think they have to go all in on one thing, but you don't. You can split that $2,000, put $1,000 in VOO for stability, put $500 in XLV to protect yourself when things get shaky, and throw the last $500 into QQQ for growth. Boom. You just built a diversified portfolio with one stimulus check. And here's the proof that this stuff actually works. Let's say you do nothing else. You never add another dollar. You just let that $2,000 sit in those 3 funds for 10 years. Based on the averages, you'd have somewhere between $4,500 and $9,600 depending on which fund you picked. Now imagine if you kept going. Imagine if you added just $50 a month or $100 a month on top of that. You'd be looking at real money. Life-changing money. Compare that to spending the $2,000 right now. What would you even buy? A new laptop? A trip? Some clothes? I'm not saying those things are bad, but here's the reality. That laptop's going to be worth $300 in 2 years. That trip's going to be a memory. But that $2,000 in VOO, that's going to be $7,746, and it's going to keep growing every single year. So here's the play. When that stimulus check hits, don't even think about it. Open a brokerage account if you don't have one. Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Vanguard, any of them work. They're all free. You can do it on your phone in like 10 minutes by VOO, XLV, and QQQ, then close the app and forget about it. Let compound interest do the heavy lifting. But here's the thing nobody talks about. Investing the money, that's the easy part. The hard part is the mental game because the market's going to go down. It always does. And when it does, you're going to panic. You're going to see your account drop from $2,000 to $1,500, and you're going to think, oh no, I'm losing money. I need to sell. And that's when you lose, because the only way you actually lose money is if you sell when it's down. Let me tell you a story. Back in 2020, when COVID hit and the market crashed, I had a friend who had just started investing. He put in like $3,000, and within 2 weeks, it dropped to $2,200. He freaked out. He sold everything. He was like, I knew this was a scam. I knew I shouldn't have done this. And I tried to tell him, dude, just wait. It's going to come back. But he wouldn't listen. He sold at the bottom. You know what happened next? The market bounced back. Within 6 months, it was higher than it had ever been. If he had just held on, if he had just done nothing, his $3,000 would have turned into like $5,000, but he panicked and he lost. So here's the mindset you need. When the market goes down, you don't sell. You just wait. You ignore it. You remind yourself that you're investing for 10 years, not 10 days, because over 10 years, the market always goes up. Always. It's gone up through wars, through pandemics, through recessions, through everything, and it's going to keep going up. The second thing you need is an emergency fund. Before you invest a single dollar, you need to have at least $500 to $1,000 saved up for emergencies. Because if your car breaks down and you don't have any savings, you're going to have to sell your investments to pay for it. And that screws up the whole plan. So take care of the basics first. Get a little cushion, then invest. And the third thing, automate it. Don't rely on willpower. Don't rely on remembering to invest every month. Just set up automatic transfers every paycheck, have $50 or $100 or whatever you can afford. Automatically go into your brokerage account and buy more VOO. That way, you don't have to think about it. It just happens. And before you know it, and you've got $5,000 invested, then $10,000, then $20,000, and you're not even trying. It's just on autopilot. This is how people who aren't rich build wealth. They automate it, they make it boring. They don't try to time the market or pick the next hot stock. They just buy solid funds and let time do the rest. Now let's talk about timing. When's this $2,000 actually coming, and who's getting it? According to Trump and his team, the payments are supposed to go out by mid-2026, but here's the thing. This isn't guaranteed. It still has to get approved by Congress. It could get delayed. It could get blocked by courts. It could end up being less than $2,000, or it could come in a different form, like a tax cut instead of a direct payment. As for who qualifies, the plan is to target middle and lower income Americans. High earners are going to be excluded, but the exact income thresholds, nobody knows yet. It's all still being worked out. So if you're making like $40,000 a year, you're probably going to get it. If you're making $200,000 a year, you're probably not. But everything in between, it's unclear. And honestly, that's frustrating because people need to plan. People need to know if this money's coming so they can make decisions. But that's just how politics works. Everything's slow. Everything's uncertain. Everything depends on 100 different factors. So what do you do in the meantime? You prepare. You open that brokerage account now. You start learning about ETFs now. You start investing whatever you can now, even if it's just $20 a month. Because here's the thing, you don't have to wait for the $2,000 to start building wealth. The best time to start investing was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. I know that sounds like a cheesy motivational quote, but it's true. Every month you wait is a month you lose to compound interest, and compound interest is the most powerful force in finance. It's literally free money. The longer your money sits in the market, the more it grows, and the more it grows, the faster it grows. It's exponential. Let me give you an example. If you invest $100 a month starting today, and you do that for 30 years, and you average a 10% return, you'll end up with about $227,000. But if you wait just 5 years to start, and you invest the same $100 a month for 25 years, you'll only end up with about $133,000. That 5-year delay cost you almost $100,000. That's how powerful time is. So don't wait. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the stimulus check. Don't wait until you have more money. Start now. Start small. But start. And look, I get it. This stuff is scary, especially if you've never done it before, especially if you grew up thinking investing was for rich people. But it's not. It's for anyone who's willing to learn. It's for anyone who's willing to be patient. It's for anyone who's tired of being broke and wants to do something about it. The $2,000 tariff dividend is just a starting point. It's a tool. But the real power is in the decisions you make after you get it. Do you spend it and feel good for a week? Or do you invest it and feel good for the rest of your life? And here's the other thing. Even if the stimulus check never comes, even if the whole thing falls apart, you're still better off for learning this stuff. Because now you know how to build wealth. Now you know that you don't need to be rich to start investing. You just need to start. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, today, go open a brokerage account. Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Vanguard, it doesn't matter. Pick one, sign up, it's free, then deposit whatever you can afford. $10, $50, $100, whatever. Buy some VOO. Just buy one share. Just get in the game. Because once you're in, once you own even a tiny piece of the market, everything changes. You start paying attention. You start learning. You start seeing opportunities. And before you know it, you're not just surviving anymore, you're building something. And when that $2,000 hits your account in 2026, you're not going to waste it. You're going to know exactly what to do. You're going to invest it, forget about it, and let it grow. And 10 years from now, when you check your account and see that $2,000 turned into $7,000 or $9,000, you're going to remember this video. You're going to remember the day you decided to stop being broke and start building wealth. Now, I need to tell you something important. This video, this is part of a class I created called Money 101, the Introduction to Money. And I started this whole thing because I wanted to teach the things our school system never teaches us. Think about it. We spend 12 years in school, sometimes 16 if you go to college, and nobody teaches us how to handle money. They don't teach us about investing. They don't teach us about compound interest. They don't teach us about building wealth or escaping the paycheck to paycheck trap. It's almost like they want us all to fail. Like they want to keep us stuck in jobs we hate, working until we're 70, never getting ahead. But those days are over because I'm here leaking all the secrets, all the wealth strategies that have been hidden from us, so we continue to make other people rich. Think about how many people work their entire lives building someone else's dream while their own dreams die. That ends now. That ends with you. So if you're tired of being kept in the dark, if you're ready to learn what the wealthy already know, then subscribe to this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Because every single week, I'm dropping videos like this one. Videos that break down money in the simplest way possible. Videos that show you exactly what to do step by step so you can start building real wealth. No fluff, no complicated jargon, just real, actionable advice that actually works. If this video helped you, if it made you see money differently, smash that like button, drop a comment, and let me know what you're going to do with your $2,000 when it comes. Are you going to invest it? Are you splitting it between VOO, XLV, and QQQ? Let me know. I read every single comment, and I love hearing from you. And remember, The system doesn't want you to win, but you're going to win anyway, because now you know the game. Now you know the rules, and now you're playing to build wealth, not just to survive. You got this. I'll see you in the next one.